Hello, hello, hello. My name is Esteban, and this is DeathPileDestroyer.com. Today's video, I want to go over the best inventory system for your eBay store. I want you to go with me into our inventory room. And this might seem overwhelming to you, but I will go over that in just a bit. Before I go over and talk about the best inventory system, I want to talk about an inventory system that I used to use and what most people use. And what I have here is a rack, and this is rack 1, and then we have rack 2, rack 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it starts all the way over here and goes over there. Now, the boxes that you see that's on these racks and these racks itself, they were in our guest room. And this is a great way to start, using these racks in your home. The reason why I say this is because, as you can see, they're quite tall and they're on casters. And they fit snug in a guest room. So all these racks could fit really well in a guest room, and you can slide in and slide out. Even with these gaps in between, I was able to fit in my guest room at home. The reason why I love these racks is because they're quite tall, and they reach pretty much the top of the ceiling in my guest room at home. But once I purchased this inventory over here, I decided to move these racks here to our inventory, or our storage, our warehouse / studio. Now, back to where I was starting. This is what most people were doing or are doing, which is not bad. You have rack 1 and then A through Z. A through Z. And I used to have a bin like this one right under through Z. And so I had a box on the side that would be Y and then Z. And this would be rack number 1. And I would have an unlimited amount of racks. And then in our inventory, on our listings, we would let us know. We would indicate where the items were based on which box it is in. So this is not bad. This isn't, at least we are setting up an inventory system and organizing. Now, we did run into a problem eventually. So we had all these racks at home, and eventually things would start to sell. And now we get boxes that are half full. And so we had a bunch of racks with half full boxes. Bunch of racks, half full boxes. Now, when we received more inventory, we needed to know which boxes were half empty. So what we used to do is, let's say this is half empty. We would put a clip here, like a bright blue clip here, and that would indicate, or even a post-it note here, showing that this is a half empty box. We could use this for the new stuff that's about to come in, and it will go in here. But as we hired people to draft our items or list our items, it would be harder for us to let them know which bins, or which boxes in this case, were half empty. We wouldn't know until we do shipping. So I stumbled across another YouTube video, and I wish I can give her some credit, but I forgot the name. If I get a chance, I'll put it on the comment section below on where I got this particular idea. So notice how there's another inventory number rather than the rack slash box number, which is here. This is the rack number, this is the box number. So what I did was an inventory number instead. Every item has its own inventory number. And we would know to find this particular item in this box because anything up from 261 to 280 would go into this box. Anything from 241, so 241 to 260 would go into this box, and so on and so forth. Now, why is that important? Well, let's take when it comes down to consolidation, what we could do is we can consolidate the inventory boxes. For example, here's a half full box. We could take these items from the box next to it, and this one's box 500. It can go into 520, and we would just dump it into 520. So now 520 is full, and now we got a space for a new inventory. So all we do is boom, shift over, put this 500 box at the very end, and relabel it. So everything up to 520 would go here, and then the next one would be 540? Yep, 540 would go in there, and then 560, 580 would go in there, and we would renumber these boxes. I've already continued that. They're over here actually. So there's 540, 560, and 580, and 600. So let me go over this again with the yellow bins. I know it can be a little confusing, so I want to go over it. Bear with me just a moment as I put this rack back. Woohoo! All right. Cool. So these yellow bins that I have here, they're hard to find, so I don't recommend them. I do recommend like getting bins like these with lids, and you can stack them on that, or even better, put them on racks like these without the lid, or those plastic, heavy-duty plastic shelvings. Okay, so let's take a look at these. So imagine that these yellow bins are these bins stacked upon one another with lids. I have bin number 2940. So anything short, any numbers less than that would be in this bin. So that's the reason why you see 2934 and you see 2929 because it's just before. This is anything up to 2940. And then it goes all of the way down. Once, let's say I consolidate this box here. Let's say this box is half empty. I'm going to empty out the contents out of this box into this box here. And then I'm going to remove this yellow box and add it to the very end. And that's what you see here. These are all empty boxes. All empty boxes. And now my storage unit or my warehouse will always have enough room for new inventory coming in. Now, I can understand why some people can be confused with these numbers. And it's because, let's say, let me see if I can find a good one. Here's a good one. We have 5240 up here, 5260 here. We do not see a 5280, but the contents are in that box. Now, some people would prefer to have another label right next to it that says 5261 here up to 5300. But it's not necessary for me because I already know that this box here, if I don't see a 580, I already know it's in that one. And then so on and so forth. Here's another one right there. Oh no, that's not it. Let's see. Let's see if we can find another. Oh yeah, that's a good one right there. This one is 3,000. I don't have a 3,020, but I have a 3,040. So I know the contents of 3,001 through 3,040 is in this bin. Now, again, if I'm looking for 5739, I know that it's going to probably be in 5740 or higher. And there it is, 5740. It goes in there. Or I can pull it out of there when it comes to shipping. Now, all these bins will consistently be full and be shifted from here to the very end. And then as I receive more inventory, they will stack up here, and here, and here, and here. It'll stack up here, it'll stack up here, and then it'll continue on. I'll just gotta relabel these bins because these are old numbers. As you can see, 75. So if it's empty, I've got to relabel them. All right, back to the mirror so you can see me. So, which is your favorite inventory system? Oh, you know what? I want to show you one more thing. Some people like to use our inventory system, so for example, we'll still give it a label. Boom, right? We'll give it a label, 337 for this particular item. So this particular item is in 337. But they'll take just 10 bins. So that we have 2, 4, just look at these two. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right. And then it'll be labeled 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on. So this would be bin number 0, bin number 1, bin number 2, so on. This is in bin. This is ends with number 37, or ends with number 7. It would go into bin 7, and but it still causes the same issue as the original issue of the rack dash box number, because you'll still need to know which bins have room for new inventory, and you'll run into running out of space issues. This one is 337. It belongs in 340, right? Right? And we all set. Wow. All right, back to the mirror. What's your favorite inventory system? I think the best one is naming each item, or giving each item an inventory number. So this way you don't run out of space ever. And all you're doing is consolidating as you go. And you could do this while you're shipping. So during shipment time, you see that you pulled out 5 items from that one bin. Well, you can empty the rest of the contents onto the next bin, slide that bin all the way to the very end, and then now you have more room for new inventory. Now, you might say, "Well, I got hard goods. That's not going to work for me," but it will work for you. You could still use one side of. You could separate. What I would recommend is to separate hard goods from clothing if you do both, and if you do strictly hard goods, you can create either shelving that you've already labeled each item, and then what's going to happen is, you know what? I can show you with the shoes. So I have shoes here, and this one's labeled at 83 and 67. So every time I have something new, it'll go on to the next shelf, next shelf, next shelf, and then every time I consolidate, I just bring everything up. So this way I know that all the older stuff is up here, and all the newer stuff is in the very bottom. If I have multiple racks, then I know, let's say that's rack 1 and this is rack 7. I know that anything that's in rack 1 are the oldest, and these are the newest, because I'm consistently consolidating, moving everything, shifting everything from here over there, shifting from here to there. Here's another great reason why this system works. If you have inventory numbers on these on your items, you'll always know that the lowest numbers are your oldest items, and you can sort your eBay store for based on inventory number, from the lowest to the highest number. And this will give you an idea of what items you want to maybe liquidate or just remove altogether out of your store, or mark them down. So this way now you have a system to give you what's old, what's new. But eBay already tells me that it's new and what's old. Not if you're refreshing those inventory numbers. If you're refreshing inventory numbers, you're gonna get a new inventory number, and it's gonna give you a new start date. So you won't know which is what are the older ones and which one are the newer items. But if you sort by inventory number within the SKU, then you have a way to figure which ones are the oldest ones to the newest. I hope this helps. I really want to know which is your favorite inventory number, and if this is something that you think that you want to adapt. Just take note that if you have a lot of items, just be mindful that it's going to take you a while to switch your system. Um, but it might be now that summer slowdown is coming, this might be the perfect time to do it. So this way you're organizing your inventory. So this way the new stuff that comes in, getting ready for quarter 4, and you can pack your inventory room and your storage room. So this way you can have enough ready for the fourth quarter, and you'll be able to find them easy, and you can get rid of the stuff that's old. I highly recommend this system over any other system. And just take note, you can separate the hard goods from clothing. There you have it. I hope that helped, and I hope I didn't confuse the hell out of you guys. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.